Hey, yeah, YouTubers, Tazman here, bringing you another episode of WoW versus DDO. And I got a DM over the week asking for some clarification on what Transmog exactly is, why are some things locked, and how you unlock them and stuff like that. So this might be kind of a little informational episode, and if we have time, I'll try and go quick. But if we have time, then we'll definitely jump into our quests. So really quick, so what Transmog is basically through your career of WoW, of doing all different types of, adventures, dungeons, battlegrounds, mythic dungeons, raids, all that fun stuff. You end up getting some gear, but let's say you have some really nice gear that you got from doing a raid back in classic WoW, the very first WoW that came out, and you really love it, but in reality it's just not very strong. What transmogging does is the equivalent in DDO would be cosmetic armor. Now it doesn't, as far as I know, in DDO, the cosmetic armor are specific cosmetic pieces that change it. They're not anything you want. And with WoW, if you've had it before, you can have it again just as an image. So when we go into our collections here, and then we go to do appearances, these are all the different ones, and I haven't had a ton. I mean, there's all these that are still locked, that I could unlock if I wanted. But, if I wanted her to wear this fancy little crown looking thing, then what I could do is transmog her headpiece so that it looks like that. So it still has the stats and everything that the original item had, but it has a different look, which is really kind of nice because a lot of people do grow attached to things they've done, especially if they've got full sets. So there's the items here where you can choose shoulder, back, shirt, wrist, tabard, hands, belt, feet, your main hand, and your offhand. And then, you can add weapon enhancements to things to make them look cool, with different effects. Obviously here I also haven't unlocked them all. In fact, I've hardly unlocked any of them. And then like a shield, well, this technically is her other sword. So you can add these effects to that, and everything, of course, costs a little bit of gold. But if there's something that you really specifically want, you can always come in here and go look under sets, and you can see what a whole set would look like and what components of said set you might have. So I have a couple of Van Cleef's battle gear, right? So I have it looks like I have the helmet transmog, I have the chest, pants, and boots, which is pretty much, you really don't see much with the pauldrons. I mean, a little, but those are the main components. Shoulders definitely are something that stands out on that. But the main parts I actually have. But the neat thing about this is you can see here that, yes, I have them, but these other parts that I don't have, it actually tells you where you can get them. So you can see that here I can get Van Cleef's pauldrons from Van Cleef's, what is it? I hit tab to cycle through them. So you can see this is the pauldrons of Triumph, and this is the pauldrons, another, and then we have the boss drop. So then you might be, well, where on earth do I get these type of things? And it will give you the information saying that, here it's a boss drop from Anub Arak in the Trial of the Crusader, right? It's a 25-player heroic raid. Anything that's over 5 is going to be a raid, because it's multiple groups of people that are all joining. So if you want to know more about that, then you can actually come under this little guy right here called the Adventure Guide. And here you can see the dungeons and is it Shadowlands? I don't even remember what it was called now, but we can see all the different dungeons. And then in here you can also click and say, oh, the Blackrook Hold, I want to do that. And you can say, okay, it has 4 bosses. Here's a little info on these bosses. And gives you a little bit, you know, damage dealers. You definitely want to keep moving around. Gives you some tips and stuff. But it will also tell you loot that you get from bosses. So you can say, okay, I want to see this. Well, maybe I don't know what this looks like. You know, this is an artifact item. Let's see if we can find one that's an actual. Okay, here's like a cape. So if you want to know what it looks like, you can hold control, and that little gloved hand right there that's pointing will turn into a magnifying glass. And then you can click on it, and now you can see that this is the back cape right here that you can get from it. To me, that's not necessarily something I'd want to kill a boss over, but some people might. Maybe they really like how it kind of shreds, or it looks ragged down here. We could look at the boots. I think these were boots, right? No, these are hands. The gloves right here, you know, might think they're fancy. There might be things with effects on them. So back, finger, head. Here's a head piece. If we do that, you can see, kind of gives you this ninja look and stuff. So you can actually go through any of the different dungeons and things like that to say, oh, okay, I want to go see, you know, let's go look. One of my favorite dungeons from the original one was Karazhan, which should be in here. Or actually, was that that actually might have been with Burning Crusade. No, it wasn't. Oh well, is it a raid now and it wasn't before? Because there's Karazhan right there. Trying to remember if when I played it, if we had just a boatload of people. It might have been a dungeon before. I mean, it's a really big area, which is really kind of cool. So if we go look at Karazhan, for example, there's a bunch of bosses that you're fighting, which I don't think we had all these originally, but all kinds of items you can get from it. So you can get the overview, the map. One really cool thing about Karazhan is, like, it has this chessboard where you pretend you're basically the chess pieces, and you have to move accordingly. And it had a lot of like mini games within it, which is really cool. I really like that. If we go, can I close you and go back? Nope. But you can find, you know, pieces that you like from these different things. This is in Uldar. So let's say we want these shoulders, which are the various Terrorblade pauldron, or did it say Valorous pauldrons? And that says you get them from a vendor, but you probably get them, my guess is they're not just look, there's no shoes. That's kind of goofy looking. But a lot of times, one thing I use a lot with this, because this doesn't give you all the information it possibly could. I think there could be a lot more. If we do the 25-player raid, we get kind of a different one, or the 10-player raid. Oh, Uldar might actually be the raid, which is Burning Legion. Let's go look at that. But one thing you can always do to help understand a little more exactly... I clicked the adventure guide again. No, Uldar is actually, I believe, in Wrath of the Lich King. There it is, Uldar right there, and it is a raid. So if we want to go look at the loot, here's where we can find those things. However, like I said, another thing you can do is always open up Wowhead and type in, you know, if I decide, ooh, I really like this helmet, it's not Alt, Control, and click it. That one doesn't have anything, or else I just mess something up. Abilities of the bosses. So you can go through all these different things. Really, really helpful stuff. I think it's really well done. But like I said, if you're looking for a specific item, you can always go to Wowhead, type in that name, and it will tell you exactly where to get it, all kinds of information like the percentage of drop rate, and there's probably add-ons and modules and stuff that do that as well. But anyway, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with the transmog, is basically you're changing an appearance for an appearance of something you've actually got before. I was never really big into doing lots and lots of dungeons, or raids are where you usually get the really cool looking loot. Dungeons is, yeah, so-so. And I've never really done a raid, unless Karazhan was a raid, then that's the only raid I've ever done. But raids usually take a lot longer because there's so many more bosses. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling on. I think that covers it. Hopefully that explains it to you a little more and kind of lets you know what you can do. And one of the transmog options, which I think we actually did in this, right? Oh, I thought we did. Oh yeah, we did. We transmogged it to be hidden, which is free to hide stuff. Because I usually transmog the cape and the head, because a lot of the heads, like, this is just a really weird looking head thing, if you ask me. It's not even a head. I mean, if we go hit control on that, well, I guess it actually is honoring the transmog, but it's like more of a collar that kind of floats there. So yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the game. That was about 10, 11, maybe 12 minutes of explaining. So let's go ahead, jump back in and see what High Lord Bolivar has for us, and his daughter Talia from our other adventures down in Kultiras is here. And I don't know if you guys, I'm trying to remember if we listened to her little spiel where she was saying, why did you abandon me as a child, blah blah blah, and asked him a favor. So let's go ahead and jump in.
There is much to be done.
So even though his scarred, molted visage, the emotion of Bolivar's face is plain. My daughter, here, I never thought. When I put the Lich King's crown upon my head, I wanted the world to believe I was dead. Even my daughter, Talia, I thought a lie would be kinder than the truth. But she is no longer a little girl, the little girl I left in Kultiras. I see my choice was a selfish one. Bolivar pauses. Bolvar, not Bolivar. She and her, Lady Menethil, have asked me to peer into the maw to see if our allies yet live. It is a dangerous request, but one I cannot refuse. Help me focus on the broken helm. Together, we may find a glimpse of truth. So obviously here, we're going to have to probably click on that again.
Fight for Azeroth.
Sure enough, let's go stand on the map. Let's focus. And watch a wonderful cutscene. Thrall staying tough.
They have reached the seat of the Primus and discovered his worm.
Unfortunate, but of little consequence. Our eyes are everywhere. This nuisance will be dealt with.
I think they were talking about us.
All I can see. It is too dangerous to push further.
I could make out the Lord Admiral's voice and what must have been Thrall's as well. Their cries. Oh, they chilled me to the bone.
I did not hear Anduin nor Bane Bloodhoof. High Lord, are you certain you cannot try again?
wasn't that bad. Is he gonna talk? Are we trying again?
High Lord,
Oh, we're
this
discussing the
mortal
vision.
bears an urgent warning from the Primus of Maldraxxus. They must see it delivered to the other realms. Please aid them, honored voice, while I talk with the others. We
There
must
we go.
consider the implications of what we've seen.
A troubling vision indeed, but we must not give up hope.
The balance must be restored.
Is that better than what we got? Eh. It's definitely better. And it gives us plus 30 mastery, which is good, and plus 11 stamina if we replace the Band of Chronicle Deeds. Might as well. It'll raise our eye level considerably, because that's only a 92, and this was 100 and something. 128, so our average eye level is now 110. Not that I really do PvP, but that's because I'm terrible at it. Alright, so we need to meet with Fate Scribe Rota in Oribos, which is right back here. Wait, is that what that said? No. Ro. Oh, this is a new quest. Let's go and do it because it's part of a campaign.
Words of the Arbiter.
The warning you received from the Primus needs to reach the Winter Queen of Ardenweld, Lindy. The Eternal Ones must stand together against the coming darkness. The Winter Queen oversees the cycle between death and life. In her forest slumber ancient spirits of nature that must be reborn. I fear the anima drought will have taken especially grim toll upon her realm. The Night Fae can lead you to the Queen. Bring her this message, and she will know what needs to be done. So, we're going to a new realm. And then we also need to go talk to... This one's not necessarily a campaign quest. This is just kind of a different one. Are they up? I think they're upstairs. Oh, actually, we're on that one. We need to do this. Let's go. Let's mount up. And go talk to this person right there. Of the floaty people. Hello, Fate Scribe Ruel Tal.
How may I serve?
Well, I'd like to know about the Call of Fate, please. Welcome, mortal. Allow me to explain the choice that the purpose has set before you.
Trust in the Arbiter.
What is the purpose? The purpose. Everything around you, all that you see, happens through the purpose. The purpose is the guiding principle of all the Arbiter's attendants. It is the reason we are all summoned into existence to serve the Eternal City, to serve her. Just as Oribos is the heart of the Shadowlands, so the purpose keeps the realms of death in balance. The purpose guides us. It shows us the path. All beings in the endless cycle serve the purpose, even those who do so unknowingly and or unwillingly. Boy, I can't read. The purpose is everlasting. It has intention. We all serve the purpose, even you.
May the purpose guide
Well, tell me this other thing. I want to speak to you about the threads of fate. 6 more pages. Fate and time are intertwined. Their ways can be bent, reshaped, if the purpose wills it. The touch of a great power is upon your soul, mortal. Though its influence, I can change your fate, and offer a path forward. Should you choose to walk it, the denizens of the Shadowlands will look upon you as they do the others who have already journeyed through their realms. Each of the covenants will welcome you, eager for you to join their ranks. Whichever you choose, you must help them grow strong. But if you take this road, there is no going back. The decision is yours. So, in Shadowlands, just like with the Warlords of Draenor, you had a garrison, you had followers and stuff like that. This is kind of the way they went with it with this. And out of these different, we have the, I want to say Borealis, but I can't remember the other names. Hit map back. So we have in Shadowlands, we have Bastion, that's the one I was thinking. We have Maldraxxus, we have Ardenweld, and we have Raven Death. And you can align yourself with one of these groups, which I'm not 100% sure, because on my other character, I actually didn't do this part. I just went to Ardenweld and started questing, and after that went to Raven Death. So actually, I must have skipped this quest because it wasn't actually listed as a campaign quest. So I might have to go on her and actually my paladin and go see what it does. However, she hasn't finished all the quests in Raven Death yet. So might be a good idea to wait till you know of all these different realms or whatever, what they offer, and you know how it would affect you. So we'll go into that. All right, we're at 22 minutes, so I think we're gonna go up. We're gonna go to Ardenweld or whatever, and I think we're gonna go ahead and call it for this episode. A lot of me attempting to read is what we did in this episode. Alright, so now that's active. Of course, I'm on the opposite side that I want to be. I swear that always seems to be the case. But we're going to go to Ardenweld. So what they were saying is Ardenweld, I kind of feel like, am I activate the gateway? Is this little dot like moving? It should be up here somewhere. Okay, let's mount up so we can move faster. I'm not sure why the green dot's right there. It might be this module or the add-on that I have isn't functioning quite right. So it's probably, so we have one there. That was Maldraxxus, wasn't it? And this was Bastion. Oh, here we go. Now it's showing up. So this is where we want to go. We need to go activate, shove the sword into the block. I don't remember. Is that what we did? Did we like shove it down? Or we just focus on it? Oh baby, here we go. Okay, it doesn't go into the block. Bam! Turned into a giant sword though and slammed into the base. Alright, so this blue one is Ardenweld. That makes sense. So now we need to talk to him, Flight Master.
You are welcome here.
Take me home. Send me to Ardenweld. So anyway, Ardenweld is kind of like, if you believe in reincarnation, that's kind of what it is spirits that die, they come there, they get kind of put into a seed, and then they get nourished until they're ready, and then they get reborn into another form kind of thing. So this is where, as I recall, we'll run into, we'll hear some stories of some of the greats. Like I think Ursoc, which is a giant bear, one of the demigods, was here, but I don't want to spoil too much. So I think we're going to end it here. In the next episode, we'll go talk to Lady Moonberry over there, and she will start us on our adventure. So I did want to mention one thing really quick. So we're at 56. Max level for characters right now is 60. And I keep forgetting to look, but I believe in Shadowlands, let's see, it either goes 65 or 70. So not Shadowlands, in Dragonflight. WoW, DRA, Dragonflight, level cap. So yeah, it'll go 61 to 70. So that's not going to be released until at least around Christmas. And there is some things, especially like here in Ardenweld, to me it seems like they kind of dropped the ball when they were setting everything up here. Some of the cutscenes are more of like a cartoony, almost anime style, I guess. Maybe people like that. Maybe that's why they did it. To me, it just feels like they kind of cheapened out because it's too hard to make a cinematic with your models and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll get there, and I'll mention it when I get there. That I really prefer these cinematics where it's actually your character and you're seeing actual 3D models moving around and all that fun stuff. But I've rattled on way longer than I wanted to. So we're going to go ahead and call it here. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe, and click the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other channels. And don't forget to tell other people about my channel. I'm checking it out. If they like what they say and sub, we'll grow the channel. That's it. My friends, that's it. I kind of forgot what I was saying. But that's it. So until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.